Guess what? This is round 3. Ding.
I prefer version 3.0.
Oh yeah. We back, people. We
Version
back.
3.0. Once again, this is Real Talk with PMR.
That's right.
WHPR 88.1 FM.
Highland Park's
favorite
community station.
Notice how I left out Detroit, but my bad.
That's right.
In the studio, I hate to say this, but he's here again. Cletus going and said hi.
What you mean you hate to say that? Cletus is here. I'm here, people. What's going on out there?
Who told you can have some of my barbecue?
Hey, look here. Anytime there's food on the table, I'm going to eat. I don't care whose it is.
This is Labor Day. You haven't eaten. Matter of fact, you haven't worked at all. So what you doing eating?
Well, I eat when I want to. I eat every 2 minutes. Every 2 minutes. You can't tell me what to do, Mandela. I done told you. Just because you done stole all the collard greens, think you going to take them back to Africa, you got a problem. We got a problem here. I would fight you for them greens and the grill.
How you going to fight the peacemaker?
Right.
Hey, I would fight him. He shouldn't be touching no food. You don't play with a black man's food.
Okay. Hey, listen, Principal.
Yes, sir.
Holla at me. What's going on in your neighborhood?
What's going on in my neighborhood? Well, we all know what tomorrow is, unless your children go to Detroit public schools. It's the first day of school. Unfortunately, Detroit public schools are going to have half days. And I read in the paper that the administrators are going to open the buildings up along with other non-instructional personnel, which I think total 250.
Wow.
And in essence, we're going to send our children for daycare for half a day. So I'm going to keep mine at home.
Okay.
See, that's the problem, people. We got to do a better job with getting our teachers in there, making sure, our kids get this education. These kids shouldn't be having a half a day today. Tomorrow, that's a waste of time. We should negotiate these contracts.
But in fairness to these teachers, Detroit Public Schools asked them to give up 20%, a 20% kickback. There was a $105 million deficit, I believe, and they want the teachers to assume $88 million of the deficit by giving up 20% of their salaries.
Now, how much, are the administrators giving up? If they expect the teachers to give up 20%, are they giving up, 25, maybe 30% of their salary?
I doubt it.
But I don't like that question, and the reason for it is because it makes it seem as if the teachers and the administrators are against each other. And it's not us versus them. It's the district finding a way to be fiscally responsible and good stewards of the X number of $1 billion that they get a year for their operating budget to make it work. So it's not necessarily the administrators giving it up, but what are they going to do to balance the budget? Because the administrators gave up a couple years ago. And what they're going through right now is just it's a merry-go-round. They're robbing Peter to pay Paul, and it's not fixing the problem.
But reason why I say that, airlines like Southwestern, usually you don't see Southwestern in the news too much. But the CEO said this once. He said, before I lay anyone off, I don't care if it's ground maintenance, before I let anyone off, you know what? I will take a pay cut from the top just so that the lowest man on a totem pole can keep his job. And the reason why I say that, if everyone can take a 5, maybe a 6% cut, I'm willing to save the lowest guy so that the whole thing can work. That's what I'm talking about, and of course I have to play devil's advocate because we're talking about teachers, but no one are talking about the administrators. Mm-hmm. What are they giving up? You administrators, you are the leader, so therefore you must lead by example. And I'm not talking about the principal, because the principal doesn't have the say so.
You're talking about the central office personnel?
Correct.
Okay, this is what I can tell you. The teachers make up the largest body
right
within the Detroit public school ranks as far as employees go. So the reason why they're asked to give up the greatest number is because they receive the lion's share of the benefits. So again, they've been the problem is that the district is shrinking by day, and the kids aren't moving out of Detroit. They're going they're choosing to take their children to charter schools, some are homeschooling, whatever the case may be. But the reality is that their operating budget continues to decrease, but in order for them to heat the buildings and everything that goes with running a district, it's not going anywhere. Gas is going up.
Yeah.
The cost of pension and health care has increased tremendously since 9/11. So as a result, they find themselves at a crossroads, and if they don't do something, they're gonna be in trouble.
Bush, our public schools in disarray. We need some help.
Yeah.
We need some funding.
Now, last week, we told the listening public that the topic of this week's show is going to be the old predator and the young prey.
Ooh.
Somebody get my knife. Please get my knife. I swear I'm going to cut me one of these guys, boy. I tell you.
Why are all of these grown men messing around with these little girls?
That's a great question.
it's a
First
good
off, that's the
topic.
$20,000 question.
Well, $20,000 question. I mean, but there's reason. You know, of course, there's reason why. You know, it was funny because I was listening to a couple of cats on the street talk about the same topic. Matter of fact, I asked the topic. We won't go into it right now, but I asked the topic, and one person made a real good point. He said, listen, he said, I don't look at little girls, but Jesus, when I see them, and they got the little halter tops on and the short shorts, I don't know if they little girls or grown women.
Well, you will once you hold a conversation with them.
Right.
Yeah, but think about it. You know, you have 20-year-olds, you have 30-year-olds, you even have 40-year-olds. What man do you know is trying to hold a conversation with a woman? That is not his intentions from the jump. He is not going into a relationship and saying, hey, I want to talk to you.
But wait, what did Life Jennings say? They only want relations and not relationships.
There you go.
But I'm about to further damage your self-esteem. Think back to when we were in high school. Didn't it make you mad when those grown men was coming up there picking up
they
our
used
girls?
to come up there in the Cadillacs
No,
with
no,
a big
no, in the
knot.
Jettas. They used to come up
the
there in
Jettas,
the little Jettas.
The Jettas and the Suzuki Jeeps.
Right.
With the knot,
Samurai
with the rubber
Jeep.
band around.
Hey,
Yeah, come on.
Y'all from Pontiac, so y'all was getting on those big yellow buses going home, and I'm walking to the DOT. I'm walking down Verner, to the boulevard, getting on the bus, but they getting picked up by grown men.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
So, hey, it's an age-old question.
It's an age-old.
yeah.
But you know what? I was talking to another lady. Not only is it an age-old question, but in certain parts of our union, it's expected. It's welcome. You know, you look at deep down south. You know, you have the 13 and the 14-year-old girl going out with the 50 to 55-year-old man, and everybody know it, and it's not a problem down there.
But they sugar daddies.
Right.
It was a business relationship. Not that it's accepted, but part of it, I think, is that these young girls have been conditioned
Right.
by their parents,
Their parents.
or let me rephrase this, whoever their role models are, to go after somebody that can help them. And obviously, if I'm walking to the bus stop with a bus pass getting on for 65 cents, there wasn't much I could do for them financially. Y'all getting on the yellow bus.
Yeah. The cheese. Yeah.
So,
couldn't do nothing.
Yeah, so what is the cause, though? Why is it going on?
Why is it going? Well, you know what? We did some research.
Yeah.
You know, Mr. Wins, you did some research.
Yeah, and I personally, I think it's just the fact that the older man, he can manipulate the younger mind. He can take the younger person and have them, he can expose them to some things. Most young girls haven't been to the nice restaurants. They don't know what it's like. Take them out and buy that expensive pair of shoes or whatnot, and just expose them to something different and manipulate that mind. And then that's how he gets in with the young ladies.
Oh, definitely.
So it's a big cost difference between paying rent and paying for some Nikes.
Exactly.